From Tulsa, Oklahoma, the high-riding cowgirl of G.L.O.W, Tulsa.
Yeah, hey, I'm Tulsa, and I'm here to say howdy, fans, in a Western way. I may be sweet and I might look frilly, but I'm telling you now, I'm one tough filly. Woo!
Hey fans, and welcome to the Mike Rand Show. And today's special guest is from G.L.O.W, Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, Tulsa. Hey Tulsa, how are you?
Hey, Mike. Hey, all you G.L.O.W fans out there. I'm glad you're tuning in to us.
We're so happy to have you here today, Tulsa, and we're going to have lots of fun today. And what we want to do to start off the interview is we want to ask you, how did you get started in G.L.O.W?
Well, I'd never heard of G.L.O.W. And I was channel surfing one day, and I saw G.L.O.W on there. I went, what on earth is this? And I just laughed, and I said, I can do this. So I put together that day, I put together a headshot and a resume, and I wanted to be the Texas Wildcat. And so I did a rap. Hey, I'm Jody, and I'm here to say I'm a Texas Wildcat, and I'm ruin your day or something. I can't remember. And I wrote that, and I had gotten the address for G.L.O.W at the end of the show. And I went down to the post office that day and sent it. And 2 days later, I got a phone call from Matt and saying, how soon can you get here? I said, I'm on my way. So that's how. And Johnny C. and Steve Lance met me at the airport. And Steve asked me a question. He says, this is to, I ask all the girls a question to see if they're smart or not. I went, oh dear. What's the question? He said, spell chinoid. And I went, And he defined it. And I said, chinoid, P-T-E-N-O-I-D. He goes, no, but you're the closest one. It's C-T. And I went, oh, yeah, I knew that. And so we just started talking the whole time back from the airport. And it was just like, that's how it started off for me. So.
And where were you living at the time?
Houston.
Houston.
Oh, okay. Then I was in Dallas. I just started doing stunts in Dallas. And I thought, okay, I could stay here and keep doing stunts. I'd just gotten started. And then I thought, there was a check for $10,000 to the winner of a match. And I went, okay, that's where I want to go.
So you were doing.
I headed up there.
Yeah, so you were doing stunt work in Dallas at the time then.
I was just getting started.
Okay, So just starting. So you didn't have a lot of experience at that time yet, correct?
No, but I did have a history of gymnastics, rodeo, including bareback riding and bull riding and all-girl rodeos, and of course barrel racing and calf roping. So I had a good background for stunts. So, and for wrestling. I was a ballet dancer. So I belly danced my way through college to pay for the rodeo. And I just had a good background for both.
Okay, so when you got there, what was that audition process like? What was it like getting cast as Tulsa? How did that character come about?
Well, I didn't have an audition process. I was the only one that came. The second round of girls had just gotten there and been trained, and I was just there kind of by myself, and Dallas had just left, so they kind of needed a cowgirl. And so when I told Matt I was a cowgirl, but he wouldn't let me be a Texas cowgirl, and I started crying. He said, "You're Tulsa." And I went, "Tulsa?" I said, "I can't be Tulsa. Tulsa's Oklahoma." He said, "Oh, nobody knows where Tulsa is." I said, "It's north of the Red River." I'm Texan. And he goes, "Ah, you're Tulsa." So, and I got training by Nanushka, and it was just a one-on-one kind of thing. And after, maybe a week or so, the girls went on tour, and I got sent home until they got back. And I had to wait until they got back, and then they brought me back. And it was kind of a culture shock. These LA girls, and here I'm this Texas cowgirl, and I came up in boots and jeans, and they were just wonderful. Everybody was so wonderful. I roomed with Babe and Cheyenne Cher, and they were awesome. And I was just the odd man out from the most of the part, until I got Marianne, who is the most fantastic costumer. At first, Matt wanted me to be a prairie woman, and she made this gingham calico long skirt and a little prairie hat. And I said, "I can't work in this." I said, "This is ugly." I said, "This is ugly. Everybody's got pretty sparkly costumes, and this is something bag ladies wear." No offense to bag ladies, because I've seen some pretty interesting outfits, but I said, "What can we do?" I said, "Can I be like a saloon girl or something with the fringe and the little apron thing in the front?" She goes, "I know exactly what you're talking about." And I said, "Do we have to ask Matt?" And she goes, "Oh no, I'm not going to ask Matt." And she built the most darling costume for me, exactly what I wanted. I said, "I don't want the up the wazoo like some of the girls do, and I don't want split down to here, because Mama would be mad." So she made the costume, and it was absolutely perfect. So.
And then what you did when you were on the show, you were part of the Country Girls. You teamed with Babe, the Farmer's Daughter. You guys had a lot of great matches together that were a lot of fun. Is there any particular matches that you can think of, whether it was with Babe or on your own, that you really enjoyed doing?
Oh, I loved them all. I wasn't Babe's tag team partner at first until Sally quit. And after Sally was gone, that's when we became the Country Girls. And we had more fun. We came up with some of the neatest theme matches. And she's a tough little girl, let me tell you. She's little bitty anything, but she can do some good stuff. And I can't think of anything in particular that, I guess anything to do with Beastie. I think we were both against her one time, and hopefully we won that match. I can't remember, but
yeah, you had some great matches against Beastie, and then also I was going to say Big Bad Mama.
Oh yeah.
And then if you could talk about, you did win one pretty big match that was in Glow. Do you know what one I'm referring to? In
a Battle Royal?
The Battle Royal. Yeah, when you and Babe pushed Big Bad Mama out.
Yes. I had to get help from Babe because Mama wasn't going anywhere.
So fans want to know, did you split that check with Babe, or did you keep the $10,000 to your?
Oh no, we split it. Absolutely. And she's such a good girl. She sends her money home to the farm to help her daddy and the farmers.
Yeah, and we did get to meet a little bit of her family, in those Life in the Glow House sketches, Uncle Deke, everything like that too. Can you talk a little bit about filming those Life in the Glow House and those Country Girl sketches?
Those were so much fun. There was one where I went to jail because my great uncle in the 1800s, it was 1889, I think, robbed a bank, and the FBI came and got me and took me to jail because they had the date wrong, thinking it was 1989 instead of 1889. So Babe had to go and find the scrapbook of my family. I think she found it, and that's when we discovered the mistake. So, but there was a creepy person in jail that, you know, kept saying, "You have such a nice neck," and you know, it was really creepy. And then when she saw Babe, she goes, "You really have a nice neck," and Babe goes, "Thank you." You know, but that was a fun one, and gosh, we did quite a few of those. But
Yeah, and you know, you had lots of fun bringing that lasso into the ring, you
oh
know,
yeah,
with your rope, playing with that. And then another great maneuver too, that's a classic, that's in the beginning of the opening credits, is when Hollywood did that flying head scissors on you. Can you
oh
talk
yeah.
a little bit about that?
She is the only one who does that. I tell you what, and I'm the only one that can take it. So she did that to me a lot. She almost broke my neck one time in Vegas, and but I'm so good at landing. I know how to land. So yeah, that Vegas, the pay-per-view from Vegas, she cheated, and she cheated, and then lightning turned on me, and she became a bad girl, and she was party animal, and she brought chains for Hollywood to choke me with, and then I had the her flying head scissor that jammed my head. So you know, they had to come out and get me, our paramedics, and they are real paramedics. You know, they're not just actors, they're real bona fide paramedics. So they kept all the girls together, patched together. Yeah.
And you used to do those little commentaries too during the matches.
Uh-huh.
So you were really good at them. So let's just say if you had to wrestle Hollywood right now, or let's say it's, you know, back in the day and you had to do a commentary for Hollywood, how would you go about doing that?
Oh, Hollywood, you nasty girl. You've got you need to, what was I used to, you're such a hussy. And I called Godiva a hussy too. Of course, Godiva loved it. She says, "Yes, I am." And Hollywood would say that I'm, oh, she would wear those Cyndi Lauper little outfits. And I said, "It looks like you're wearing a lampshade. And, you know, you ought to put it on your head." And she would say I'm in my orthopedic wrestling boots. And because I had these little boots that were white. And she called those the orthopedic, but they weren't. They were cute. But oh, she was something else. She had so many people on her side. You know, they cheer for her and boo me, and I'm the good girl. You know.
And what's really funny about that, I don't know if you've ever heard this story from Steve Blance, but he did tell me. Did he tell you what his plans would have been for you in season 5?
No.
Oh, you're going to learn something today. So when I was talking to Steve, he said actually if there were a season 5, Tulsa would have joined Big Bad Mama's stable and become heel, and Hollywood would have joined the Sweethearts and been a good girl, was his plans if the show had continued on longer.
That wouldn't work. I can't be a heel. I can't be mean if I try. You know? And I don't think Hollywood could be a baby face either. She's too naughty. Yeah, she's a naughty girl. But she doesn't do drugs, so I'm proud of her for that. You know.
Yep, those famous PSAs that she
Yes,
did great.
yes, and they worked. They were very effective. So.
Now I heard too that there was a famous move that you did, a move that you invented that unfortunately didn't get to go on the air when you were wrestling Dementia. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, I wanted my signature move, and I thought and thought and thought and thought, well, what can I come up with? And I tried it with Dementia. I mean, she is strong as an ox. You know, she's just solid. She's not big girl, but she's just solid muscle. And I did it to her, and it worked out perfectly. And she's the only one I was able to do it to. And we did it on um, a tour out of town that didn't get videoed. So, um, but we were awesome. We had an awesome match because anything goes when and she doesn't cheat like Hollywood does. So, or Godiva, but but I've had some really good matches with MTV with my rope. That's a real calf rope. I used to rope calves with that. And normally I don't try to rope people because, it's meant for calves. And I'll do it on Beastie because I consider her livestock. And I've roped MTV's guitar, Elvis. That really riles her up for me to do that. She hates that. But that's worked a couple of times. But a lot of times they'll use it against me. They'll get it away from me and wrap it around my neck and tie me up with it. And so, when we went to, I can't, there's a hummingbird. Oh, yay. I can see out the window. A hummingbird. How wonderful. That's a good sign. Anyway, we went somewhere and I had my lasso in my suitcase, and they wouldn't let me take it. They said, I had it on my carry-on. They wouldn't let me take it because they considered it a weapon. Oh, no, it's not a weapon. I said, I wrote livestock with this. And so they let me put it in my suitcase and carry it that way. But yeah, I roped Beastie one time and I was trying to pull her and she just laughed at me and she got the rope and she just started reeling me in and I was just sliding on the floor and she got me. Oh, this is so much fun. Let's do season 5, but let me stay a baby, okay?
And then too, in that pay-per-view, you had a horse.
Finally, yeah.
So how did that come to play? And what were Godiva's thoughts when she saw that you got a horse?
She was in the family way. She was going to have a baby. So she couldn't ride in. She couldn't participate. So I said, it's my turn. I'm the cowgirl. I want a horse. And we were in Vegas. And of course, there's a horse show. I don't know. I don't think it was at the Riviera, but somebody found me a horse, a beautiful Appaloosa named Chief Bearpaw. Oh, he was gorgeous, so well trained. And so I got to ride him. And in the ring, Johnny C asked me about him. And I said, oh, that is Chief Bearpaw. He's smarter than Hollywood. He's what was it? Smarter, prettier than Hollywood, and he smells better than Hollywood too. So she wasn't real happy with that. But she got to ride in on a Harley. They were going to put her on a crotch rocket, and she says, "No way, no." So she had to find her own Harley, and so she went to the local radio station and called out to guys with Harley. She goes, this is Hollywood from G.L.O.W. We're at the Riviera tonight and I need a Harley to ride in on. So of course she got several offers. So she got to ride in on her Harley. And I got my horse. Finally, my one time I got to ride in on a horse. So
and then too, a couple times during G.L.O.W, towards the end too, you also participated in playing a different character, and so did some of the other ladies, Sarah and Mabel. Was there any particular girl that were behind Sarah and Mabel? Because I know a lot of fans always ask who played Sarah and who played Mabel, because it looks like a couple different girls did it at different points.
There are several different girls, but you could always tell me because of my accent. I said, what accent? But everybody says, yeah, you talk like a Texan. So I think, I don't know if I was Sarah or Mabel, but I think Demi was my partner, and maybe Victory. There were several, and that was fun. That was so much fun because you can get away with anything. And we played off of each other, so that was really great.
And then too, you made several appearances on talk shows, game shows over the years too. I remember Card Sharks, Donahue. Can you tell us a little bit about those appearances?
Oh, Card Sharks was so much fun. And, they would ask some questions, and whatever girl had an answer for it, just to please the crowd or something before they started the game. They said, "Have you ever whistled at a man?" And I said, "Yes, I did." And as a matter of fact, it was you, Bob. It was Bob Eubanks. And I was performing at a stunt show at the Ben Jonson Celebrity Roping in Fort Worth. And he was there with his sons. They were steer roping. And he said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." "And you caught your cattle too?" And he goes, "Well, thank goodness for that." So that was fun. He was really nice. And we had a blast on those. And we did Phil Donahue's show. And God, that was great. He was such a good sport. And I got picked to coach him. So the first one was, I said, "Let's just start with something simple." And I said, "Well, you kind of look like you're in good shape." And I went, "Yeah, well," he kind of. And I said, "Let's just you're a big guy, so let's just do a bear hug. And babe, come over here, honey, and just show him, So they did a bear hug. And then there was one other one, and I can't remember what he said. "We need a volunteer from the audience." And so this guy comes up, and I look at him, and I said, "I guess, so you ready for this?" And the guy goes, "Yeah, I think I'm ready." And I said, "So you're not planning to have children anytime soon, are you?" He goes, "No." "Good, come here." And then Big Bad Mama shows up, and he goes, "Whoa," like that. So he was a good sport too. And the girls were great. They were great. And there was one teenager or in the audience. She was like going to college. She goes, "Well, I'm a college student." I said, and she was kind of dissing us. And I said, I couldn't stand it. I stood up and said, "Well, I'm not just a college student. I am a college graduate. I have a Bachelor of Science degree in entomology." I wish I would have asked her if she knew what that was, and I'd give her $10 if she did, but I didn't think of that at the time. And I said, "And babe, the farmer's daughter, she's taken correspondence classes in animal husbandry to help her daddy on the farm." And Tiffany, and I just went, and Tiffany goes, she was a graduate of a design school in LA. I think it was LA. And then who was the next one? Cheyenne Cher. She was a graduate of UCLA, UCLA. And then the last one was Mountain Fiji. And I said, "If you want a real hero, of the best role model you could ever find, Mountain Fiji not only has her degree from whatever," and then I said, "and she was also," and I went like this, and Fiji said, "I was representative of the United States for the 1980 Olympics, that I think it was 80 Olympics that Jimmy Carter canceled." And I said, "So there, you need to go get your college degree, give it to your mama to put it on the wall like my mama did, and then you can go out and do anything you want, even be a glow girl." So, I just hate it when people think we're just idiots and duh, but we're from all walks of life. all sorts of girls in all shapes and sizes and colors. And it's just the neatest thing ever. And I just hate that we're not on the air anymore. You know, I know they got the new glow, but that's not us. You know, that's not us. We never cussed on our show, and we never no nudity on our show. But they've got some really good wrestling on their show. I've seen a few episodes, but it's not us. I wish we could go back on.
And then did you see the documentary that took place, and what are your thoughts on the documentary?
No, I haven't. I haven't seen the documentary. So tell me, what did I say?
Oh, you never saw the one in 2012?
Nope. I wasn't in it, except, I mean, I didn't get interviewed. The guys were from Texas, so they were going to interview me once they got back to Texas. And they never did. I guess they just forgot about it or got overwhelmed. But, you know, I don't know. I saw a few, you know, clips of it, and I was at the Glow House and a couple of other, you know, little snippets of me. But did I say something good or bad?
Oh, no, I was just wondering what your thoughts were on it, but if you didn't see it, then you didn't see it. That's all right. And then Afterglow, what did you do? Did you continue doing stunt work?
Oh, yeah. I came back to Houston, met with the Houston Stuntmen's Association president, Stutter Sanders. And he is awesome. He's an awesome stuntman, much better than the ones that I was training with in Dallas. And oh man, that was 1991. I got my SAG card, the Screen Actors Guild, and I've just had a great stunt career. I've done more than a lot of LA girls, stunt women have done, because I've worked with some on Walker, Texas Ranger from LA, and also on Transformers. I worked with some, and I was showing them pictures of my body burns and high falls, and they're like, oh, because they don't get to do that. It's like, not totally, but some girls are always called for a car or motorcycle or burns or falls, you know, different specialties. And that's, I mean, I'm it here in Houston, and I was it in Texas for a while. And then we trained girls in, well, we trained their husbands and boyfriends in Austin. And so they took over all of our what we were going to be doing. So they have their own stunt teams, and Dallas has always had stunt people. So of course Dallas always had like Dallas, the show Dallas, and Walker, Texas Ranger, which was wonderful. I can't believe.
Did you meet Nia Peeples? Was she on the show at the time?
Who?
Nia Peeples.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I met her last year. She's really nice.
She's precious, and,
yeah.
And she has a really good stunt double too, who was just getting started, and when I was working with them, and the Norris family, they're all part of Walker, Texas Ranger, and it was like they took all the stunt people in as family. So that was really wonderful. Just love that. But I was able to, one of my first big jobs, I was doubling Lonnie Anderson. And I went, okay. Yeah. So to get her up top, I had to wear 2 sets of falsies and tape to get her cleavage. And then she had told the stunt coordinator that she did not want a stunt double with a big butt. So I'm doing, and all you ladies know that exercise on the floor where you're So I was doing that, get there, and she tells the wardrobe lady to get me a false fanny because my booty wasn't big enough. So I did that. And she was like, I know she's from Minnesota, I think, but she was like a Southern charmer. She was as sweet as she could be. So had a great time doubling her. And we were on Entertainment Tonight. They interviewed us. They were there at the set. And this is when we did a car stunt where I knocked the stunt guy over the cliff. And she got to do the lead up to it. And she sprayed the gravel and she was just all tickled over that. So that was a lot of fun. And the other person that, well, gosh, I wish I had my resume here because I keep forgetting who I've doubled. I doubled Kate Capshaw, Mr. Spielberg's wife, and she refers to him as Mr. Spielberg. And I was dressed just like her and standing out there waiting to, get my call. And Mr. Spielberg comes up and puts his arm around me and says, "Well, honey, I think they're about to do this." And I'm looking at him. I said, "I think your wife is still in wardrobe." And he goes, "Oh my gosh." And then here comes his wife. And he said, "Look, she looks just like you." And I just died laughing. He died laughing. She died laughing. So that was a lot of fun. Oh, and here's another favorite story of mine. I told you once I get started, I can't stop. On that one show, that film, it was The Locust. And she was this, Kate Capshaw played this drunk lady and a rancher. And she was beating this beautiful bull. And we had this bull, his name was Chance. And Ralph Fisher is his wrangler. And I had a buggy whip, and I'm supposed to beat him on the rear end and chase him around the pen. Well, I'm not going to beat an animal. So I got in trouble for not beating him, but I knew where the camera was, and you could not tell that I wasn't beating him because, you do a lot with camera angles. And so we did it, and it was just fine. And I found out that later they took Chance. He's like a 2,000-pound Brahma bull. He is beautiful, and he has this huge rack. He's got these horns that are way out there, and they took him to A&M to get him cloned because of his personality. And so when the calf was born, and they named the new calf Second Chance, and I thought that was neat. That was really neat. So that was great. I've doubled. Time for the dog's pills. Okay, sorry about that. Gosh. I was in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, #4, and I doubled Renee Zellweger. And my claim to fame is that Matthew McConaughey set me on fire. That was a lot of fun. And oh gosh, just I can't even remember.
Yeah, lots of stuff. That's awesome.
I've got so many, and a lot of it's just local stuff. But a lot of times when LA comes here, I get to, do a big star. Temple Grandin, I doubled Claire Danes. Children of the Corn 4, I doubled Naomi Watts. I doubled on The Chase. Who is that girl? Christy Swanson on The Chase. Rosie Perez. I've really had a good stunt career. I really have. And I'm good at it.
Well, we had so much fun having you here today, Tulsa. Is there anything that you'd like to say to all the fans who are watching right now?
I love you all. Y'all are all so wonderful. And I just wish we could be back on the air and get to see y'all again. And yeehaw!
All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching.
Here's my ending.
Okay.
Live by the code of the West. fight hard, and play fair. That's from Tulsa.
Okay. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll talk to you all soon.
Thank you,
Bye,
Mike.
everybody. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Tulsa. Bye.